Hi everyone, just on my way home from the allotment. The raised beds, I mean no dig raised beds, are now completed for this year. They're all covered up, so the video for that will follow this. I'd like to give a shout out to another newcomer to the allotment world, and that's Aaron, and the Aaron's Allotment channel. I'll put the link for his channel in the comments. He's another newcomer to it all, where he realises that it's a learning curve, and he got his quite late on. And get yourself over there and subscribe, and then you can realise that some of you aren't the only ones who are starting from scratch. And get as much knowledge off different people as you can, because it all helps. So just a quick brief talk about what actually went in my raised beds, ingredients wise. I didn't have everything I wanted to because of just the time factor. So cardboard, newspaper, a bale of hay, some grass clippings, a little bit of part rotted horse muck. It wasn't really hot rotted, but it got warm. Obviously there's still a lot of seeds in it, and grass clippings and some leaf that I collected the other day that I blitzed up with the lawnmower. What else is there? The broad bean plants, my pea plants, runner bean plants, some guinea pig bedding, some tortoise bedding, just a whole lot of scraps, leftovers and junk, all lobbed into it, in layers, sort of form. And obviously the compost that you can see making a previous video up there, it's finished the hot side now. It's breaking down, the worms will go in now, they'll do the rest for you. So hope you enjoy it, and this is the way I do my no dig raised beds. Start doing these raised beds now. Just building the frames. I might put something in one of them today, I don't know. Some tripod sat in the compost heap at the moment, just to get the shot in. I'll film it, but I'll just put little snippets on, because it's just building a box basically. I mean, there's plenty of videos about how to build an actual raised bed, however you want. You don't have to have wood, you can just make it like a big sandwich if you want. As long as the sides are flat and the top's flat, the water can go through it rather than run off it. You don't have to have them dead square, because my plot isn't square. So down one end, somewhere I'm going to have to lose it, so it'll be a big wonky bit probably, along with path. So I'm not bothered. It's safe for growing veg. It's not about architecture or anything like that. It's just doing it as straightforward as you can, as cheap as you can. As far as all I've used is this is an off one of the other ones, just 5v1, pressure treated. It cost me, it's under £5 for 4.8 metres of it. So raised beds are going to be 2 metres by 1.6 metres, so they are smaller than these. So what's that in old Muller? Still 6 foot by 5 foot beds, might be 7 foot, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably near a 7 foot by 5 and a bit. Right, let's get on with it.
I'd also like to suggest when you're working on plots for measuring, normal tape measure can not be the best. It gets rusty and gets knackered. So I think it's off cheap ribbon tape. This is only a 30 metre one. I'll just go on myself because I'm sick of running out of tape measures. It's just handy for doing anything long distance rather than measure a bit, peg it, measure a bit. So just a suggestion. That's one done. Another fag in a can. Now crack on with another one. Right, that's the actual bed's built. Square as I can be bothered getting them, so it doesn't really matter. They're about ½ inch to 1 inch higher than them other beds because it does get really wet in this corner. Soil looks very high at the moment, but this will sink right down. Plus I can take some soil out of this if I want to and move it up there a bit. I don't know yet. I'm just going to try and level it out a bit and stamp it down. Otherwise, if I fill it up, it's just going to go straight down over winter. So you need to sort of make sure this is semi-pushed down, not whacked hard down, just trodden on, I suppose. And then you can build your layers up. And you want to try and finish your bed, a bit higher. Well, at least the last of your compost kind of levelish, and then your straw will be on top. So your straw will actually be compensation for the sinkage. Right, now you see me build the raised beds. I've just levelled it down. It looks fine and great, but it's just because I've grown potatoes here. I've just levelled it down, there's enough room to get a good filling on it. You could do exactly the same if it was just grass and weeds. You don't have to touch it. Put your bed in with all grass and weeds there, you can trim it or just shear it down and just go from there. So you don't need to worry about anything else. I've got some of the ingredients here. I'm not going to complete it all today. If you could do it all in a day, then fine. If you can't, you can do it in stages. But anyway, this isn't going to be a hotbed. You might get slightly warm, but it's not meant to get red hot. All the heat stuff is done in the compost bin, so I'm going to have to keep checking my camera to make sure it's recording still. Right, let's get started. First thing, cardboard. Make sure you get right to the corners. You've got no soil creeping right up here, right into the corner. It doesn't have to be dead perfect, the best you can get it. Right, cardboard is there to blanket the weeds. If you haven't got cardboard, just use newspaper. I'm going to add some newspaper to this as well. You need to wet this first. Do anything to your ground at all if you don't want to. You can just put the bed up and then do this. Newspaper, full newspaper, slap it in. Now thick you put it really. Preferably no less than opening out. Leave out your roots and everything so it can grow through it, just nothing can come back up through it. Right, so that's covered in newspaper now. Make sure it's all wet. And then say you can do that on just plain grass, weeds, whatever. You can bed up, slap all that on top of the weeds. Don't worry about it, it'll be fine. You get tucked into the edges. Because you ain't going to grow through this. Right, next bit. Right. This is hay. You can use straw, which is fine. Just hay, there's a bit more nitrogen in hay, but straw is perfectly okay. Probably less chance of weeds if you use straw actually. Right, so you need to, a full bale will do a 10 foot by 5 foot. I'm going to make half a bale spread for this. £2 it cost me for the bale. Not from a pet shop, just from a farm. So it's not treated, there'll be all sorts in it. So never mind. Right, crack on this. Need gloves if you want, because sometimes there's sharp bits in it. Looks like the bed's near enough full, but this is going to shrink right down. Water this now. I'll explain why in a minute. Right, so when you've watered it, nice and wet, it all helps it settle down. Just around the edges and try and just tuck any real tufty bits down. It doesn't really matter, but just makes it a little bit easier later on. wet, it just stick to your hands, by the way. Tampering down. Doesn't have to be dead even, this bread, just near enough. The reason you wet it so much is this might get hot over the next few days. When it dries out, it might ignite. Just grow more fertiliser. Chicken manure, anything like that. Not really much of it. If you haven't got any greens or anything, sulphate of ammonia. I'm not going to put much on because I've got some greens. Right. Grass clippings. Getting a bit slippy here. Water seeping out the bed. Could be anything. Any greens, kitchen waste, anything. Don't put it on too thick. Something in it already. Look at that. A bit of this coming out. Too fancy. Right. Water it again. Right, that's as far as I can go today on this bed. So I laid it with cardboard, red newspaper, half a bale of hay. On top of that, grass clippings, grow more fertiliser, and then I've capped it off with some manure. The manure is not important. Hay is this bit in between, whatever you can get. Preferably if you can rot it down, because my compost isn't ready yet. And I'm going to race against time a bit really. So I'll be finishing this off another day. The other bed will be slightly different. It'll start the same, cardboard, newspaper, hay, but I'll show you that bed when I do it. I can't stress enough about how much you need to wet this thing to start off with. If you haven't got the water, hope for rain, a lot of it, which you usually get in this country anyway. So get as wet as you can, and this is sod. Right. I'm going to cover it over to try and help and keep the moisture in. It's just with no membrane. If you've got plastic, that's fine. Or just a box on the tarpaulin, doesn't matter. You can cover it with something that'll stop it drying out. You need it to get wet to help it settle. So all that hay is still slightly dry, so that needs to sort of condense down, and it will sink. By the time it's finished, it might even be up here, I don't know, but it will sink. I mean, these beds are sunk 3 inches. If I hadn't put the hay or straw in it, it would have gone right down. There's no point in a raised bed just digging your soil up, because when you lift it up, it's just going to go straight back down. You need to add to it. If you want to do a no-dig bed system, you need to put the stuff in. So, right, so we'll call this one bed number 1. We'll do bed number 2 next. Bed number 2. The filling's going to be slightly different. It's going to be a bit of a more allotment friendly. It hasn't got a lot of stuff. The filling process won't be done today, but it'll be on this video because I just haven't got time today. So I'm going to layer it with cardboard and get the hay in. Water again. That's all watered now. Just at straw level. Because I haven't got any greens as such to put on it, I'm going to put some sulphate of ammonia on it. And some of the Bromo. Right, next bit of filling is my old pea plants. If you've got your pea plants knocking about, chop up with some shears. Lob them on. Yeah, there's a fancy. The old broad beans. Run the beans. far as I can take the beds for now today. So next time I do anything with them will be the final cappings. There'll be some compost to go on, just some stuff that's composting now. Some of that to go on, then there'll be a straw capping. So this one again is cardboard, newspaper, hay, grass clippings, a bit of old horse manure, loads of shavings in it, a bit of Gromo fertiliser and some sulphate ammonia. This one is cardboard, newspaper, hay, then my old pea plants, the runner beans, all my runner bean plants, and I've just put in all my courgette plants. So I've finally got shut of my courgettes because I'm sick of them, and I've still got a load more that come off them. So I might just chop them up and compost them. So this one might get a bit smelly because I'm actually going to try and cover this with plastic. The courgette plants they dry out, it might take a while to break down. So if I can smother it, it might smell a little bit, but actually get a bit warmer. You'll actually wilt it down. Both will be perfectly fine to plant in next year. Probably planting them this year. You put some winter stuff in. You put some compost on top. And this one shouldn't get hot. Give it about 2 weeks. Check. If you don't get hot, they're not going to. So I'm seeing I've got any black polythene knocking about. Cover this one up. This one's just going to have just something covering it, either a tarpaulin or a bit of membrane, just to stop any weed seeds landing on it. Right, so I'll get on with that, and in the next bit, it'll be a different day, but I'll be hopefully finishing off. Right, I'll get on with that. Right, back on the plot to have a go at finishing these raised beds. You're going to have to persevere with this bit. I don't know what the sound's going to be like. The last bit of sound, obviously in what you've seen so far, has not been very good. The problem is today it's raining and it's windy, so you probably hear not a lot. I'll try and put some captions in places. It's just my microphone and my camcorder's not very good. The camcorder isn't very good, to be honest. So I'm going to put the compost in out the compost bin today. I've got some bags of stuff that I brought from home, which is just guinea pig bedding, really. It's been rotted down. My bed so far, I've taken the covers off. All the green courgette stuff is blanketed and gone mouldy. The other stuff, which is sort of part rotted, long-term horse milk from stables, there's loads of little things germinating in it, so this is why you need to really get it hot. That didn't get very hot when I did it. It was just sort of lumped in there and not turned and fired or anything like that properly. It got a little bit hot, but obviously you need to get it through all the core. Right, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. I will explain it a bit more when the beds are done. I'll do a video just on explaining it in case you didn't hear everything. We'll just go from there. It's the best I can do at the moment. So we'll have a quick look at its compost before I uproot it, deposit it on my beds. Alright, we're in here now. As I say, I left it uncovered, to help it dry out, which it's dried out. It's still wet inside, but it's cool now. I've had the thermometer and it's cooled down, and it looks, excuse me, you can still see the straw and everything, but it's gone through the hot rot. It's just breaking down now, which the worms can do. So all this is going to go on the beds. So have a quick look at the beds. Right, this is bed 1. You can see. This is why you've got to watch it when you're using stuff from stables. Seeds in it. What they are, I don't know. It depends where the animals have been grazing. It's probably just grass. But say this is going to be a bit lower down, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. It's going to be covered up all winter, this bed anyway. As far as I know, I don't know what the plan is yet. I'm just doing it as I go along. Right, pull the bed. So remember, this is bed 2. This is all the courgette leaves gone into a real slop. So that's a good blanket of greenery. So it's done what I wanted it to do. It's softened all this stems up. So that's worked okay. So it's ready. I mean, this one's been near the edge, so it's still got air to it. I'm not bothered, it'll all rot down. Right, so I'll just move my tripod about with a camera on it and try and capture as best as I can get really on a day like today. Obviously, if it starts throwing it down, I'm going to have to turn the camera off and try and think of something else. Right, we'll get on with that. Okay, put the camera in the compost bin. The wind's kind of blowing near enough at it, so probably hear the wind and a bit of flapping. I'll try and put a piece of wood against that, try and shut up a bit. Typical, innit? British weather. You never get it how you want it. Any flapping, you just have to put up with. Sorry. Right, so I've emptied the compost out of here. Moved to the side of it so you can see. Now there's a bit up there and some of the other bed. Just going to level that out a bit now with the rake and then decide what I'm going to do next. Right, guess what? The camera's just done its little shutdown trick again. I've just come to after doing the last bit and realised it's a blank screen, nothing's happened. So I think you go up to where I put some this compost on and start raking it around. Right. So next ingredient I put on was some leaves that I collected about 4 days ago. Just went out in the evening, about 20 minutes, just went to a lay-by and let it alone. I drove past it. I've been there last year and got some from there last year, so I know it's a little hot spot. And they gathered up there, so I had a big plant pot in the back of the van, so I just scooped them in there and put them in bin bags. I had about 4 bin bags full. I took them home, chucked them on the lawn, rubbed the mower over them, wet them, and then there was 3 half-filled bin bags that sort of chopped up with the mower, and I poured the watering can in each one to get it a bit wet and dried out a little bit here. I'll take the camera, you can have a quick look at it and see what it's like. Right. nothing fancy. Yeah, nothing fancy, just leaves. It dried out a bit. So you can see it was a sort of churchyard, bits of confetti in it. Like the compost underneath that done. That's fine. Good to go, that. So so I rake this out a bit. Same on that bed. Nothing any different. So they're both the base ingredients, you know, whereas in the last part we just basically both had a bit of compost that you see me make here and some shredded up leaves lobbed on top. So I've got a couple of bags of guinea pig bedding. It's been sort of sat at home for a while. It has been hot rotted, but I don't know if there's been anything else slung in it, like weeds, and it's been open as well, so I don't know what the hell's going to have landed in it, so I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to stick some on. So if it gets covered in weeds, it's my own bloody fault. So I better get on with that, because there's bags all over this plot. So I'm hoping the camera doesn't go off, because it's starting to feed the head in a bit now. I don't know why it doesn't. It's been fine for a few weeks, and then it's just started doing it today again. Right, so I'll get some of this bedding. I'll show you a bit. I'll take the camera off again. Now, this one has sort of been rotting this year. It's a bit claggy and whatnot, but it's just guinea pig bedding, sawdust shavings, guinea pig poo and wee. He's probably had some kitchen waste thrown in it, and there's all sorts of bugs in it. So, and then when it's been broken down for a long time, like probably a year, it goes into this stuff, which is, there's still some shaving bits in it, and there's some bed in there that's not broken down. It's my tortoise bed in that, which is just pelleted straw. You know, when they obviously wee on it, it swells up. So I'm going to stick some of this on, so I'm not going to use that somewhere else. I'm going to stick some of this on, and I think I'll leave them at that, I think. Right, we'll get on with that, because there's probably, obviously the guinea pigs eat grain, so there's probably going to be some seeds in this, but we'll just play by ear, eh? It's nice handling the camcorder with a handful of muck. No wonder it keeps turning off. Right, remember that. Keep looking around, see if the camera's gone off. If it cuts out, I'll lose this section. I'm not breaking all this off to show you. Right, started it again. If anyone knows why these, it's just a Sony Handycam, the Pro Duo stick. You know why they just randomly turn off? No idea. Plenty of charge, plenty of memory card in it. It's just one of them strange things. Haunted. Ooh. Right, that's raked out with the hands of glory. Right, another breather now, and got some stuff out here. I need to put in the shed, or that's going to get soaked. And then I've got the next bit to do, which people would probably say, oh, why has he done that? It's not the best day to do it, obviously, because it's windy, but see if I can get it out back on again on this beautiful sunny day. Right, next bit, as you can see in the background there, whack my head, a bale of straw. Now this could go horribly wrong and blow all over the place. Let's just really start throwing it down now, so I'll just crack on. Made of warning though, if you've got anything small and valuable or earrings or jewellery or anything like that, you drop it in there, you ain't gonna find it. Do the same in the other bed now. It's actually inside the compost bin. I can't have the shed door open because the spuds are in there, so I don't want them getting wet. Straws on, I need to tidy up and I need to cover them up. As far as what I cover them with is just woven membrane, not the thin cheap stuff, it's not the fabric. It's fabric, it's woven, it's stuff you put on the gravel and that's a bit dearer. Screw fix to it. You know, it's a 25 or 50 metre roll. Opens out to about 6 foot, 2 metres basically opens out. So I put that over my beds, and then I use some screws and some washers. I just fold it over the edge of the bed. Get it as tight as I can get it really. It helps keep all the straw down. And then screw it, and you know, I'll probably put, you know, one in each corner and then one in the middle of each side, which I'll probably give you a shot of when I've done it. Might hang on for rain to ease off the because it's actually hammering it down, but I do need to water these, strange as it is. The wetter I can get them now the better, just to help it sink down a bit. So yeah, I'll cover them up, so I've got some membrane back at that. Exactly. Bed 1, this one here, is 99% the same as I did these, except I haven't got the grow bag put inside it because they're not finished with yet. Some arse are still growing. So I've just substituted for my homemade compost really. You know, none of it's really that essential what you put in it. You know, garden waste, you know, horse muck, but I'd say if it's stuff from your own garden, there's less chance of it being seeds in it. You know, with manure you just don't know what's in it. Unless you can get a humongous amount of it and get it red hot and turn it regular. Which you did with the stuff I went in where the potatoes grew. I got that really hot, there was hardly any weed seeds on that. But that was a lot of work barring that over. But yeah, you just need to just collect stuff. I mean, don't worry about it, you haven't got it all this year, you can just make one bed for now, but I mean, this is like, well, I've done 6 beds like this now on here, and you're going to get weeds, yeah. It's not going to be as bad as like just turning your ground over, it's just constant weed cultivation all the time. And it's just too damp in this country, and it's too ideal conditions for them to just germinate and grow again. You know, or if it's wet, you know, you turn them over or you hoe them, it's damp and just, you know, it's just so easy for them to grow. If your vegetables grew like weeds do, you'd have sound, but weeds just grow faster and they compete for nutrients and they'll rob the bed, you know, of the nutrients for your vegetables. As far as, you know, with pets and stuff, I mean, the guinea pigs, I mean, they're not expensive to keep. And the bedding, how I use it, what I feed them comes from, a lot of it comes from what I grow. Apart from that, they have hay that they eat hay. So whatever goes through gets composted, and whatever doesn't, whatever they wee or poo on gets composted. So it's a win-win. You know, you buy the sawdust or whatever bedding in the beginning, and all the food and everything, and what comes out the other end is being reused. And then you're reusing it to eat. And I wouldn't reuse it after you've eaten it.
Right, so
I'm going to get really wet now, and I'll probably get these covered up. I'll let it rain on them for a bit, might even go sit in the van for an hour. And saves me water it quite so much. The more rain I can get on it, the better. But I think, by looking at it, this is the upper day. So I'll try and put the camera on again after. I'm just frightened of getting soaked. So, right, yeah, I'm going to go sit in the van for a bit. And I'll come back and carry on. Take it from there. Alright, I'll get on with that. Speak to you in a bit. It's still raining. So I'm just going to get wet. I got absolutely wet doing all this last year. Even worse last year because it was all puddled as well. It's, you know, the ground's obviously sodden now. So I'll let you have a quick look at these beds while they're all capped up with straw, and then I'll be covering them over, so you won't see them again until next year probably. I must say at this stage, if you've got any grass clippings knocking them out, you can put them on top of the straw now. That's perfectly fine. Any greens can go on top of the straw. Just be careful about seedy stuff. Any greens, kitchen waste, lob it on top, because you're going to put some compost on it next year when everything's settled down. So I'll go over there now, you can look around it, and I'll put the membrane in. It's done. Raindrop on the screen already. Try and get it off. I'll keep the camera as dry as I can. Puddled up everywhere. Stuff in play. Right, let's have a look at these. Right, there you go. That's the side there. You can see there's a good 3-4 inches of straw on there and everything else underneath. So it looks like you'd never grow anything in it, but that's how I did. All these, look at that, they seem sunk down. Now I would really recommend you do this. It's so much easier in the growing season. You know, you do all this prep work now when everything's kind of finishing off. Cover them over and then come back next year and you should have a big impact on weeding. You know, you'll notice instantly how little you have to weed compared to like just in the soil like that. I mean, when I dug my spuds up the other week, go and have a quick look. It's there. Weeds everywhere. That's just the problem you have. You know, I had it in my last allotment. Just weeding constantly. You go back the week after. Weeding again. So you really have to have a go at doing this. It's really opened my eyes. I don't think I'd ever go back to just growing straight in bog standard soil again. Not on an allotment. Well, it's okay in the back garden because you're there all the time. You know, but as far as somewhere where you can just go once a week or every now and then, it's a lot easier. I mean, I could quite happily leave these raised beds for 3 weeks and not have to worry about weeds. Come back and just not even 10 minutes per bed. You know, it's unbelievable how little weeding I've done this year. You know, but yeah, I'd give it a go. It might not work for everyone. You know, don't take my word that it's. It depends what you put in it. If you put weeds in it, you're going to get weeds out of it. You're obviously going to get weeds anyway. Nothing's weed free, but you can grow through membrane and things like that, which all helps. It's about, you know, it's making your own growable soil. It's the medium, the humus in it, rather than being like matted slop. You know, when it rains, at least you could actually grow. I could put a good layer of compost on top of them now. You know, a good couple of inches. You know, once they've settled down, I could trample on them a bit to settle them down. I could actually plant in them now. You know, if it was the right time of year. I'll put these winter onions in, but they're going in another bed, so that's going to be in another video, that winter onions, because they've arrived. Fruit canes arrived, some free ones, so they're going to go in. I've got loads and loads of jobs to do. I just really need to get caught up. It's just I haven't got time. So right, I'm going to cap these with membrane, and then that'll be the end of this raised bed video. So definitely suggest giving it a go. Right, speak to you soon. Right, they're covered up. had a bit of a clear up. I've had enough now. I'm soaked, I'm covered in mud. So I'm going to call it a day for today. Can't get up really till weather's fine next. Whenever that's going to be, I don't know. Right, let's have a really quick look at these because he's pouring it down. And let's go. Covered in with membrane, it's just screwed with screws and washers, just followed over in the corners. They're as level as I can get them. They'll sink down, I'll retighten the membranes up as I go along. So I hope you have a go at these, and I hope they work well for you, because they've worked brilliant for me. And I'm going now because it's pouring down. So take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.